Most people memorize the order of draw as a list, which is why they get stuck the moment a question changes one detail. Here is the reason behind the order, so you can rebuild it instead of recalling it. Routine blood collections is 28% of the phlebotomy exam, the largest single domain. And the order of draw runs through all of it. Start with why an order exists at all. Every tube has an additive in it. When you fill a tube, a tiny amount of that additive can cling to the needle and get carried into the next tube. That is carryover, and it changes the result of the next test. So the sequence is not arbitrary. It is arranged so that whatever gets carried forward does the least harm. The Clinical and Laboratory Standards Institute now publishes it as 6 additive categories, not 9 stopper colors, and that matters, because cap colors vary between manufacturers while the additive never does. The 6 in order: blood cultures first, because they must stay sterile and nothing may touch them beforehand, then citrate, then serum tubes with or without gel, then heparin, then EDTA, and finally fluoride and oxalate. Now the part that makes the whole thing make sense. Look at where EDTA sits, second to last. That is deliberate, and it is the single most tested idea in this domain. EDTA is potassium EDTA, it binds calcium, which is how it stops the blood clotting. So if any of it carries into a later chemistry tube, 2 things happen. The potassium result goes falsely high because you just added potassium. And the calcium result goes falsely low because the EDTA grabbed it. So EDTA goes near the end, where there is almost nothing left to contaminate. Once you know that, you do not need to memorize its position. You can derive it. Here is a question built on exactly that. A phlebotomist draws light blue citrate, then lavender EDTA, then green heparin. What went wrong? The citrate should have been last. The lavender should have come after the green. Nothing is wrong, or the green should have been first. The lavender should have come after the green. EDTA was drawn before heparin, so potassium EDTA carried into the heparin tube. That tube is usually a chemistry sample, so its potassium reads falsely high and its calcium falsely low. The order was inverted at exactly the point where it matters most. One more situation you will be asked about. If you are drawing only a coagulation tube, only the light blue citrate, using a winged or butterfly set, you draw a discard tube first. The reason is simple, and it is not about additives. The tubing of a butterfly set holds air. If the citrate tube is first, that air takes up part of the volume, so the tube underfills, and the ratio of blood to citrate is wrong. Coagulation results depend on that ratio, so you throw away a tube just to push the air out. Try one. Which tube may be drawn immediately before a light blue citrate tube without compromising it? A lavender EDTA tube, a green heparin tube, a plastic serum tube with no clot activator, or a gray fluoride tube. Pause and think about carryover. The plastic serum tube with no clot activator because it has no additive to carry over. Every other option contains something that would contaminate a coagulation sample. Same rule, applied in a new direction. So to recap, the order of draw exists to control carryover between additives. 6 categories, not 9 colors, because colors change between brands. Blood cultures, citrate, serum, heparin, EDTA, fluoride. EDTA sits late because it's potassium and its calcium binding later chemistry. And a butterfly set gets a discard tube first to clear the air. Practice these with real phlebotomy questions. Free@.com/en/phlebotomy.